Alright, howdy everybody. Back with another tutorial video, and this time explaining what all this mess means. Now, I will fully admit it does look overly complicated when you first look at it, but we'll go ahead and make it a little bit easier. So, first off, let's just start from the top here. You got your ability scores, so strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Now, they all kind of mean what they sound like. So, strength is just how buff you are, dex is how agile you are, constitution is healthy, intelligence is brains, wisdom is, knowing how to use those brains, and charisma is how talkative and whatnot you are. Here, just moving over, heroic inspiration. So this is something that only DMs will hand out, and it's not necessarily a thing for any campaign. So it's fully up to the DM whether this will ever be used or not. And if it is, you can go ahead and ask them to kind of explain it for you. Moving on, you got your hit points. So this is your health. Uh, Whenever you take damage, you can just type in the number, hit damage, boom, that is your current. Let's say someone heals me for 10, boom, that's that. And then as you can see, there's this temporary thing. There are a lot of spells and effects in D&D that will give you temporary health points. And what these do is, let's say I have 10 temporary health, I get hit for 10 damage, it'll take that away. But just so you know, that if I have 10 damage and I get 10 temporary health points, I'm still missing that 10 damage. So if I take 10 more damage, my health is still missing that. Moving, let's just go right below this, knock this stuff out. Conditions and defenses. So these are if you have any resistances, immunities, or vulnerabilities. Resistances mean you'll take half damage of something, immunities, no damage, vulnerabilities, double the damage. As well as conditions. So a lot of things will cause these additions, so they're right here for you to pick and keep track of, stuff like that. And then we got our armor class. This is our defense. So this is a base of 10 plus your dexterity modifier right here, the small number. We got these big numbers. These big numbers don't really mean much. They just translate to these smaller numbers. And these are what we add to things. So right now, my armor class is 13. So that means if an enemy attacked me, let's say they roll, well, okay. Well, they rolled a nat 1, so they would have missed anyway. But let's go ahead and say whatever they rolled a 4, that's not over 13, so they would miss. Or it would hit my armor and deflect, or what have you. I dodged out of the way. Initiative, this is your turn order. Once again, it is the dexterity score. And this is when you roll to start combat. So the DM will be like, all right, everybody roll initiative. I rolled an 18 plus the 3 initiative is 21. So that's my initiative roll. So anybody I'm higher than will be below me in the turn order, and anybody higher than me will be before me in the turn order. All right, here we got our saving throws over here. Now, these are when someone does an attack or a spell. As you might recall from the previous video, we have Vicious Mockery that requires a wisdom saving throw. So let's say someone casts that on me, I would have to beat a 16 wisdom. I'm just going off of their stuff. Let's see what I got. I got a 5, so I would take the full effects of what the spell does. Now, there's also opportunity for role playing here. So let's say someone's trying to push you, right? As this character, so they would be rolling a strength check to just toss you like a bag of potatoes. but I'm not very strong. So maybe I don't want to try to just withstand the push. Maybe I want to dodge out of the way. So I would do a dex saving throw because I am way better at that. These most of the time are okay to do as you wish, but always up to the DM. Here we got our senses. These are just passive. You don't roll these, you don't do anything with them. They are for really just the DM to know what you can see when you're not paying attention, what you can spot, and things like that. So that is mainly for the DM. Here are our skills. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different symbols here. Yours will look different on the proficiencies, but these just say what the proficiencies are. So this is, I have half a proficiency in it because of over here, Jack of all trades. Here I got full proficiencies in because I picked those. And then here are my expertises. So these are things I'm really good. So if I'm doing a performance, I just got a 27 on performing. That's well above average. So yeah, so that's what these are. You can see the corresponding skill with them. So you can see acrobatics adds dexterity as well as half of my proficiency bonus, which is right here. So half would be 1.5, but since we don't do decimals, we round down. So we get +4. And that's how all of these work. Here, actually, let's go over to proficiencies and training. So I can wear light armor. I can wear any armor, but I'm proficient in light armor, which means no drawbacks. Simple weapons, once again, same thing. I could pick up a mythical. I could pick up Mjolnir, sure, why not? But I'm not proficient with it. So there's disadvantages to that. As well as this stuff, I can speak common and elvish. These are, once again, you don't roll. If you just hear someone talking it or you want to talk in it, you just do. Alright, this is the big section. So, let's kind of try to speed through this. Here you have your actions. So, there are several different types of actions. Now, here is where your attacks are if you have something equipped. So let's flip into here real fast. Let's equip that. Let's equip that. As I equip that, you see this has a base armor class of 11, so my armor class went up to 14. And now we have the dagger equipped. So if we go back here, we can see so. During our turn, we can either make an attack with the dagger, and this is what we would add to our attack roll to try to beat their AC. So let's say I didn't beat my own AC, so that would have missed. But if I did hit, then here is the damage for it. So d4 plus 3, which is my dexterity. That's what the dagger uses. So I got 4 damage if I did hit. But this isn't all I can do. These are just those physical attacks. I could also use my action to do any of these things. So each one will do something different. Normally, you will only have one action per turn, but I could use it to dash. So if I moved already, I could move again my full movement speed. I could safely disengage from enemies without getting an opportunity attack on me. I could prepare to dodge, etc., etc. These are good things to do as you can. Since I chose Changeling, I could use my action to shapeshift. I could do any of these unarmed strike things. Probably would never. Bonus actions, once again, normally just one, but I could use an offhand weapon if I had it equipped. So let's go ahead, let's equip a second dagger. Boom. So as you can see, there's that, and then if I want to use 2 weapon fighting, I could use my bonus action for that. Bardic Inspiration. Once again, it's a special thing that the Bard can do, and it kind of tells you what you can do. And here you have your reactions. So I could use an action to do an opportunity attack. So if someone doesn't disengage from combat with me, then I can get a hit in on them as they move away. Or I can cast Silvery Barbs, which once again you can just click on it and see what it does. You only have one of these though per round. And then this just kind of gives you some of the other stuff. So if I wanted to do any of these as an action, I could, so long as it says like you can only do this once per round. Uh, Here we have our spells. Now these kind of work the same way, but some of them are different. So like these 1As, this means this costs one action to cast. So if I didn't want to attack with any of this stuff, I could cast any of these spells. Silvery Barbs, 1R, so one reaction. I don't have any bonus action ones, but if I did, it would just say 1 BA for one bonus action. And then there's also this. So this takes a full minute to cast. So it would take 10 rounds because a round is 6 seconds. It would take 10 rounds to cast this in combat. Not the best use of time. Also, as you can see here, we have spell slots. So if you remember from the last video, these are the amount of times a day we can cast these spells. And as you can see, there is a diminishing return on them. So I can only cast 2 third level spells. Not a lot. Now, also, if you look here, you can see that this says first above it, first above it, first above it. These are our first level spells, and these are spells we can cast at a higher level. And doing that makes them better. So let's go, I believe Bane goes all the way through. Yeah. So if we look here, Bane casted here. Blah, blah, blah. We'll have to, um, actually, that's not really a good one. Can cure wounds? Yeah, cure wounds. That'll give us a better idea. So cure wounds at base will give us 2d8 of healing. Now, let's say we cast it at a second level. Here you can see it would do 4d8, so it gets twice as good. And then 6d8, so every level it's adding 2d8 to it. Let's go over here, inventory. As you've seen, this is the stuff I have, so this just keeps track of it. You can equip and unequip items as an action in combat. Other than that, you got all your gear as well as attuned items, which come in way later. Features and traits just kind of gives you the rundown of what you can do and how it works. So as you can see, it even tells me the stuff like my Bardic Inspiration here, just if I want to try to find it. You can also break it up into class features as well as racial traits or species traits. And then feats if you chose one. Remember, we kind of looked at them before. That's what it would tell you if you select those, as well as your background, your notes, and anything extra you have. And that is basically what you're looking at here. It seems like a lot, it kind of is a lot, but when you just think of it independently, it's not too bad. You just listen to your DM. If they're any sort of good, they will take the time to help you through and explain the stuff. Just remember, ignore these big numbers, not too important. These small numbers are what matters, as well as your proficiency bonus. And also on D&D Beyond, as you can see, you can click on basically anything, and it will tell you what exactly it is. And I believe, yeah, see, that also works for this. So If you have any questions, you can always read on the thing what it does. And if you don't feel like reading, you can go ahead, look for another video on further explanation or ask your DM. Also, we got our little short long rest here. You only have so many of these per day for the short rest, and they're at least an hour long of just sitting and doing really nothing. And you can pick how many of these dice you want to use, but you only have this many dice to use per long rest. So these are just breaks, and you get some health back. Long rests, on the other hand, take a lot longer, at least 8 hours long, and this is what you'll recover. Or if your DM allows it, you'll just get all your health back. I tend to do that just because, I mean, it's just a game. No need to be super brutal about it. So, yeah, that is the basis of what you're looking at on a character sheet and what exactly the things mean. Thank you.